Good morning, gamers. We're back. All right, I hope it's working, but I always assume it's working. All right, I'm just gonna assume it works. Wait, let me be smart about this. Yeah, it's working. I believe at least. All right, good morning, guys. How y'all doing? The biggest flexer on the internet is back. We got some ice on my wrists. Let's get it. Feeling absolutely massive. I need to start like some fulcrum type like intro, like some Yodi family gang shit. We got the gifts behind me, the pudgy gifts to the left. Well, to my this is my left hand technically. Anyways, to the left, we got my penguin as a GIF. It's pretty cool. It's him sipping on some tea, some coffee. I'm gonna just say sipping on some tea and reading the news because that's all we fucking do out here. We just talk shit about whatever the heck is going on in crypto. I don't really talk shit. I'm very positive. Positivity gang unite. And yeah, feeling lit. Yeah, it's actually clean as fuck. And then we got the flexor. I'm trying to get a GIF now of me flexing. To be honest, I didn't even request this. I don't know who did. I was just going through GIFs today and I just see mine. I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck? So it's a W. We take those. Thank you, Pudgy Penguin team, for making it, because I know y'all all make it. And dude, it looks clean, clean AF. Now I need one of me flexing. My penguin flexing. All right, so yeah, let's get into the charts. It's a good day. We're gonna talk some chart. I didn't know today was actually a holiday. Today's Juneteenth. Whatever. I mean, I don't really know what that is. And I'm American, by the way. I've been going to public school. This has to be a new holiday. So this has to be like something new since like I went to college, because I don't know. We've not. Uh, it's I don't know. It's something to do with like slavery. Yeah, it's fucking massive. GIF is too nice. It is too clean. Yeah, so apparently the stock market's closed today because of this holiday. And so we've gotten zero volatility, which honestly, I literally said I expected Monday to be a sideways and down day, and then for the rest of the week to be up, maybe Thursday being a down day, because Thursday is just a down day for some reason in general, if you look historically. But there is nothing going on today, so I would expect today just to continue the consolidation, then we start moving up tomorrow. That's my like take right now. We'll get into the charts exactly in a second. Other than that, we do got a lot of gaming news. It looks like a lot of gaming cryptos that I've been looking at for like a year now. A lot of these, and they're finally starting to release. So yeah, we'll get into that towards the end of the stream. So stick around if you're interested. So let's get into the chart. Yeah, so 5 day, I mean weekly, same thing. Volatility just going down only. Next. 5 day volatility again very low. Once it breaks above 10 on the volatility, then we might start getting a move 10-15 on this on the blue line. But until then, I don't really expect much on the 5 day. On the bright side, oh, I should turn on my lights. I just realized. But on the bright side for the 5 day, a little bit better, a little bit better. On the bright side for the 5 day, uh, what's it called? The pivot now is at 27,000. So for momentum to turn up, we're like $600 away. Oh, did not mean to do that. Oops. And so what's going to happen is we just get above this pivot and we get momentum to start expanding, and that's a very 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 bullish scenario. Let's look at the last time we got momentum to expand. I mean, we have here where momentum was really low and we were down under, and we ended up crossing up here. I mean, we end up having this massive candle anyways, and I do think that is in the play once we close above 27. There's a few reasons to look at 27 once you go to the lower time frames as well. But 27 is like a key pivot point. 2 day, nothing super meaningful here. We have turned up above 26,000 is bullish, but volatility isn't super interesting at this point, like having a volatility plus momentum play, because the signal for the short is kind of over. There's no more of that signal. On the daily, so we do have a little bit of a worry on the daily. We are low-key rejecting off the EMA 55, but this is a weekend, so price action is a little bit bullshit. If I pull up a CME, we're not really rejecting since we don't have anything, but we're waiting for the weekend to end. So right now this does look a little bit bearish, especially since we're still in this trend of lower highs and we're still holding this trend line, even though I don't really care for trend lines too much. but we are holding within this, and we are like basically consolidating within this like a wedge, whatever you call it. I don't know, bear pennant or bull pennant. I don't really know formations. I'm not like super big on it, but we are. It is like a way of looking at us consolidating without looking at volatility. Even though volatility is starting to contract hard. What I personally think happens is we do busty up, but this could start to paint out a bear picture. However, on the way higher time frames, I'm quite bullish, so I think this ends up playing out to the bull side. Let's go to the 12 hour. So 12 hour, we had this signal. Well, it wasn't a proper one. Right now, we do have hidden bearish divergence, which is a continuation signal, as well as we are seeing momentum slow down. So anything below 26.5, which is the EMA 55, sees momentum turn down. Volatility isn't super relevant here in terms of like it's not a strong signal in any direction. So I would assume this would make sense more for consolidation than a bullish scenario. And Jewel here is actually pretty bearish. This is a pretty bearish Jewel signal. Especially if we get above like 67. Between like 67 and 76 from my previous like in that area, it's pretty bearish. If we do like But the thing is, if we do steamroll up on the 12 hour for the next 3 days and we do move up to 29, then we could end up getting up here. And this ends up being always bullish. It just shows like we just trend so hard that we're just so deep in the zone and then we start to pull back and go sideways. So those are both scenarios that can take place. So again, like 12 hours isn't like super relevant. However, hidden bearish divergence and momentum starting to fade. So we do need like a big move over the next 2 days, or else this could like we could see a little bit of a pullback to 26. But as long as we're like above 26, I don't see a reason to be super bearish. I would expect more sideways. 6 hour, we are almost completely turned up. One or two more closes and EMA and 20 and the 21 crosses above the 55. We did see that momentum was pretty slammed, and we did see Jewel turn down in this area that I mentioned earlier. So we are starting to see a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a sideways on the 6 hour. This could end up continuing. Honestly, I was thinking bullish this week, just from like what I remembered. We could see another day or two of consolidation before we actually start seeing moves up. Like maybe you start moving up Thursday, Friday instead of like Wednesday. 4 hour volatility super low. Yeah, so this is the chart that was why I was thinking that it would start tomorrow. Volatility super low, but also momentum still needs some time to come down. The pivot is 26.6, which is very close. We can cross any time, but we give it like a day. So I guess to be fair, tomorrow market open, and this pivot will be like down here. Pivot will be like 26. We'll probably be above the pivot at that point. It'll be 26.4 or something. So that is a good sign. However, 4 hour did reject off the 200. It is pretty important that we get above it. As you can see, we've been like rejecting off it in this downtrend. So the goal is to get above it. However, we are turning up, or we have turned up. So this is a little bit, I would expect a little bit like consolidation between this range between 26, the EMA 55, and 26,600 to 27, somewhere in that area. And once we clear this zone, so let's get this zone out. Once we clear this zone, 27, yeah. But also, I mean, it's really like more like here. I would expect like this whole area doesn't really have a lot of price action now until back here. So it's once we clear this zone, once we get into it and clear it, I would be very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. But we need more time. And we need to not go below 26. 1 hour, probably very consolidated, very bullish. We've crossed on everything. The only thing, again, we need to get above is this wedge plus, I guess, this prior high. And that's like, it's liftoff at that point once we get above this line. This does look like a very good chart. You could argue that this is an inverse head and shoulders. You could argue that, like, if we just continue to consolidate. I don't really care for that too much as a formation, but like you definitely see as long as we get above like this area. So I mean, actually, it'd be more like an inverse head and shoulders with like here. I don't know. It's like weird, but it's not really like a proper formation. But we are seeing a trend reversal. We are seeing these higher lows and higher highs, and trend is starting to trend up on these lower time frames, which is a very bullish sign. Momentum not super relevant, Jewel not super relevant, just kind of hovering in the middle, kind of just going sideways while the higher term time frames are trying to take control. 15-minute nasty pullback. Let's actually get into the funding rates. So we're seeing open interest pull up. So this is the 1 hour on open interest. We are starting to see it get pretty high. Like I mean, it's pretty much the highest it's been in since we came down from June 23rd, so from like 27. So we are starting to see, so before this like pullback, for example, we are like at the same area now. And let's look at funding rates. So if we look at funding rates during this first move up, so right here, we saw open interest go up while price consolidated. And when that happens, we saw funding rates go down. So funding rates were super high at first when we first initially moved, and then funding rates started to consolidate, right? So during this price level, we saw funding rate consolidate we saw funding rates come down while price consolidated. So we are seeing this as like a volatility. So if I pulled up BBWP, it's actually probably even a better example. Uh, oops, not that. BBW. Oh wait, right here. So let me pull that all the way up to like cross reference. So we saw in this area, we saw volatility come super down while we're seeing open interest come up, which means that people are starting to get leveraged and they're starting to get wrecked in this chop because they get so bored that they're like trying to take positions. And then what ended up happening is funding rates came down. So people are taking positions and market decides, all right, market, even though market is net long, we are seeing funding rates come down during that. So, and this is the start of an uptrend where we're starting like we just got a higher low and a higher, where we're putting in a higher low here. And so what ends up happening is funding rates come down and we're putting in a higher low. And so people are trying to short against trend. And even though more people are long, it doesn't matter because trend is up and people are trying to get net short. And what ends up happening is they get wrecked, especially when we see open interest start to like come up during one of these volatility plays where volatility comes super down. And what we're seeing now again is volatility is coming down, especially this has been the last 3 days since we're a holiday. But we're seeing funding rates be super high, and we did pull back a little bit, but now funding rates are trending lower and lower. And funding rates on Lavitas not like insanely high on any side where it matters. So I would expect this to resolve to the upside while we see what's it called? We see open interest start to increase. Now, yes, this is we apparently Juneteenth National Independence Day, so that is why the markets are closed today. Byzantine General, hi there, how you doing? Byzantine General was like, I mean, he noticed this a little bit earlier, but we did end up pulling, back a little bit more. But I mean, it's pretty sideways. Like, how much can you really call this a pullback? Like, oops. This has been like pretty much sideways movement this whole last hours. So nothing super relevant. But anyways, he was saying that open interest is coming up while funding rates are coming down, aggregated funding, and aggregated liquidations. Nobody's really getting liquidated, which means that we have to decide which direction we're going to. And he did circle that longs did get a little liquidated, meaning that we could potentially keep going lower. Now, Velo, I'm still trying to get access to the Velo chart. What the fuck? What would happen? What happened there? Anyways, I'm trying to get access to the Velo chart. The guy told me that they're giving access to everybody who hopped in their waitlist this week. So here, I mean, if you're curious, they got Velo data. You can hop in their waitlist right there. And I don't know what they're gonna be charging. I don't know what their anything is, but their charts are super clean. And I'm trying to get funding on my trading view because it'll make it very convenient. So yeah, that's something I'm just trying to get access to right now. But yeah, Bitcoin has some equal highs. Get a code. No, I already DM'd him. He said that they're giving everybody who was submitted to waitlist gets access this week. Yeah, so Bitcoin definitely at equal highs right now. That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier, where we do need to get above this level and like especially this whole zone. But we definitely just rejected off this previous level. And we we are looking to go higher once we do get above it. Especially once we get above, like once we resolve on like the daily, we resolve above this red trend line to the upside, or we close above it, we could start finally seeing resolution to this pattern. It's been a pretty boring downtrend because it's been very like, what's the word for it? Uh, it's been a very like systematic downtrend where like we've been like slowly just grinding down. It's very boring and people are getting destroyed in the chop. That's why we saw a lot of alts get absolutely wrecked. Crown, he's talking about Bitcoin dominance, which is something I was talking about. So he's got 58 marked off his fib levels. I marked off 58 like let's go to Bitcoin dominance. So I marked off 58 and 52 as my levels like a while ago, and he has like some like Fibonacci shit. I don't really. I mean, I could to be honest. Here you go, Fibonacci retracement. Oh no. Oh wait, no. He's doing not really a retracement. He's just doing a fib level, I guess, an extension. So yeah. So there you go. That's the 0.618 at that 58 level, and then the halfway would be 53. So I personally had. I don't really mess with fibs too much, but I personally had 52 and 58 marked off. I would expect 52, and then in the longer term 58. Maybe a pullback at 52, get a little bit of an altcoin rally, and then go all the way to 58 if Bitcoin halving does cause price to go like crazy on Loki, especially there's a lot of bullish things going on right now, and I have a chart for it in a second. We got Bitcoin halving coming up, and we got the ETF from what's their name, BlackRock, coming up, which probably means that Grayscale get an ETF and Fidelity get their ETF. It'll cause like a cascading effect where there's going to be a lot more bullish price action for Bitcoin. And I do think that will result in a little bit of a Bitcoin dommy environment. And we are playing it like we're in an uptrend. We just broke out of like a 2 year consolidation on Bitcoin dominance. This looks like this look if I was just to like look at this purely in terms of a chart, and I didn't know this was Bitcoin dominance, I would call this a Wyckoff distribution or like some like version of it, because in reality we've just been distributing at this level, or Wyckoff accumulation, my fault, Wyckoff accumulation, because we've just been accumulating at this level, and now we're starting to break up. And this is a very bullish chart. Is that good for alts? No, but it is pretty bullish. Would be curious to overlay dominance or last cycle, see how late in the cycle it topped and how that relates to all fundamentals. Yeah, I mean, thing is with last cycle, we didn't have close as many alts with as interesting technology. So once Bitcoin crashed, we instantly like all the altcoins crashed like instantly way worse. So well, I mean, it's more like I think Bitcoin crashed here to like 16, and then Bitcoin like started like holding that level, and then alts went like on insane alt rally, or maybe that was here. And then as soon as Bitcoin like actually topped, I mean, let me pull up the chart from 2017 actually. What is this, November, December? Oh wait, I mean we know by the dates. So yeah, Bitcoin topped hard in like December, November. Let's go to the chart here. So where's November? Yeah, so like December, and when Bitcoin pulled down to like 16, then we did end up seeing like insane altcoin rally, like insane altcoin rally where Bitcoin lost 50% of its dominance. And then after Bitcoin pulled back hard, everything got shit on. So that's the real big difference between this market and last market, where we haven't seen Bitcoin kill the alts. The alts have been holding their own, or have been they've basically gone down a similar beta to Bitcoin in terms of like the downside overall in the alt market. And now we're starting to see, did that happen both cycles? What do you mean both cycles? Well, there's only one altcoin cycle. So last altcoin cycle, we like went down. Bitcoin took dominance over the market. This time, Bitcoin has been struggling to reclaim this dominance, and it's finally starting to, especially with the recent wave of like bullish news, where we again like we have the pro, or not the pro shares, we have the Fidelity trying to get one. We have BlackRock getting their ETF most likely, and we have Grayscale probably getting theirs. Now we've had two altcoin cycle tops. No, no, yeah, we've had this. Uh, I mean, the thing is with this altcoin cycle is that we never really topped, or we never really like, yeah, like versus Bitcoin at least, we never fully topped, and we're only starting to see it now that we're like starting to top versus Bitcoin valuation. So that's where this time becomes interesting. and that's where we're finally starting to get up. I wouldn't expect higher than 58 because people love to gamble. And at the end of the day, we're going to see gamblers put all their money into higher value coins, or not higher potential coins rather than Bitcoin. But we've never seen a, like, this was 2017. That's the only other like cycle that has like an actual altcoin top. No, I think we get 58%. I think this is more due to Bitcoin going up than alts going down. I think alts just go sideways and on a slightly lower beta than Bitcoin. And yeah, I think I'll move on from dominance for now. But yeah, like it was just interesting to see that kind of had like a similar level that he was tweeting about that I've been talking about for a little bit. Bitcoin spiral based in halving. So yeah, this is what I was talking about with the halving stuff, where basically, so the red is the bottom. So you see these red dots; these are the bottom, and then these green dots are, I don't know what they are. They're something. Maybe they're the halving. But yeah, these green dots are the halving, and then these blue dots are the cycle top. So what we usually, so we're starting to get our, we're now 1 year away from the halving. So this year is the year of the halving. So each of these quarters represent a quarter of like the blocks, but they're about a year, give or take. They're maybe a little bit shorter, but they're about a year. And we are seeing that. I mean, this, you can really equate this to the stock to flow chart. Like, how much does this chart actually mean anything? At the end of the day, it's just a model or just a way of visualizing data. It's not necessarily a bullish or a bearish chart. But as you can see, over time we've always gone up, and usually into the, or usually after the, what's it called? The halving, we usually end up seeing all-time highs. So we're now a year away from the halving, where we usually just go sideways into the halving, and it's probably going to wreck a lot more people, and a lot more people are going to quit. And then even though we do have a lot of bullish news, we might be like macro sideways, where like let's go back to the Bitcoin chart, where even though like we might go up, but like we'll not have made new highs. We'll end up like going like higher, and then we might pull back harder. But it's just overall sideways for the next year in terms of what the price actually is into the halving. And then, because like as you can see from here, we ended up getting like 10K at some point, and then we ended up pulling back below it. And then I just think this is COVID, or no, this is right before the halving, and then at the halving we're still at 10K. So that's a year of just sideways, and it tends to be pretty similar historically. So I think historically this is like interesting how, based on Bitcoin block number, we have kept a pretty consistent like area where bottoms are usually in this in this third year of the cycle, and tops have been the second year, and we've already gotten all-time highs in this first year. So all-time highs are right now 70, so we will already go to all-time highs by this year. So I don't know, these are just interesting possibilities. What does it actually mean? This is just like very what's the word for it? It's just, you're just like talking a lot of stuff when it doesn't really mean like it's actually gonna happen. But it's just a cool way to visualize the data, and it shows that Bitcoin really is an up only coin when you look at it, how it's just spiraling higher and higher, even though it does go sideways. A lot of time it looks like it's going sideways. It's really just a grind up. I think it's just a bullish take. U.S. government rejected all previous spot ETFs. Feds quietly dropped charges against Uniparty donor SBF. BlackRock's record of ETFs approved by the SEC is 575 to 1, and the U.S. is a democratic country. So this is wifey just talking about it and laughing. And it's true, it's kind of funny. And it's funny that BlackRock are probably going to get their ETF. And it is crazy that SBF got out. But just an interesting tweet. And it definitely shows that there's definitely some people in the background that have way too much power. The $100 trillion world economy. I don't know, I just saw this and I was like, this is super interesting. Apparently, China's GDP is projected to surpass that of the US. I mean, China's pretty massive. I really like how you can see it by continent, and you really can see the potential. I mean, Europe seems a little capped to me in potential. You're seeing the Mid East has, I believe, a lot of potential. Look at Israel. Look at Israel. China is massive. I didn't realize how big the U.S. was, to be honest. 25 trillion. Like, can't, like, nothing literally is close to it except for China. And China is really big also. We're seeing India. I was surprised about how small India was. So I don't know. This is just an interesting chart. Just another way to like look at data and look at world GDP. And I was surprised about it. I feel like India is like an easy 5x. I think Africa is an easy like 30x over the next like 50 years. I don't know. So like it definitely is an interesting way to visualize data and see China topped. China potentially did top, but uh at its current well it did, to be honest. And we're gonna see in by 2030 we're gonna know. We're gonna know. But I think India has a lot of potential here, and Africa has a lot of potential, especially if you look at landmass and resources. South America, I don't think has as much in the short term, but like let's say next like 50 years again. Mid East is, I don't know how much more bigger it can get. Oil money is ridiculous though. And then Oceania's, I can't really see Australia growing, but whatever. Moving on, that was just a cool way to visualize the data. Certic or Certic or whatever you call them received a 500K bounty after Sui blockchain threat discovery. So this was before Sui went to mainnet. They found this threat that basically allows, or it's called hamster wheel, where basically instead of crashing a node, it traps a node to a like certain processes and forces them to do like the same actions. So yeah, so they found this and so we fixed it before mainnet, and they got a 500K bounty. Shows how important bounties are, because otherwise Sui would have never found this, and they could be at risk of dealing with like this or other vulnerabilities. So just cool to see. A dip of over $1 billion in BUSD, falling to. I just want to say BUSD. That's the only reason why I opened this article. But they're now the fourth biggest market cap stablecoin, and it's definitely has to do with a lot of like the legal issues they're dealing with. I love me some BUSD though. 56% of Americans say college is not worth it. In 2013, 53 said college was worth it. So, and meanwhile, 25% of college graduates don't make more than the typical high school grad. So, I don't know. I just thought interesting statistic where we are starting to see a little bit of a shift from very we like in general though, like with media and everything, we are starting to see a shift where people are not like conforming to the standard what the government is telling you to do, or what the natural thing to do, or not necessarily natural, but what people have historically done. We're starting to shift away from it, and we're starting to try new avenues of making money, as well as uh we're starting to like question like the news, like today more than ever you're starting to see people just be like, yeah, the news is a control, or the media is controlled by the establishment, and it is like you're starting to see people go against it more. And so I just think it's interesting statistic that proves that. Another interesting statistic that is really bearish and not good is Americans are not paying off their credit card debt. And if this ends up eventually causing a bankruptcy cascadation, is that the word? I don't know. Anyways, it is this like I keep talking about credit card debt, how that is like literally at the highest level ever, and I saw a chart of it, and I mean I don't have a chart open right now, but this is a really bearish sign, no bueno, and hopefully Cascade. Yeah, I don't know why I kept saying Cascade. Yeah. Anyways, not good for markets. Not good for markets. All right. If it does go bad, on the worst case scenario at least. Yeah, I love me some TikTok influencers. All right, let's just go into the charts. I think I need to refresh this. So, I mean it's a weekend still technically, so everything's sideways. No idea what flare is. Nothing here is super up. Everything's probably gonna be like slightly down. Yeah, again, nothing super up. Sun Pepe to 0. Damn, it's actually like down 70% from all-time high, 80%. Uh, 7 days, trust is up, squeeze up. Other than that, everything GMX is up. Other than that, everything's down. Once their math TikToks convert to program, is GG. And then BitTorrent apparently have a new token. I don't know. I don't know too much. Oh wait, doesn't BitTorrent have something to do with like what's her name? Justice on Tron? Tron? I don't know. I don't know too much. Everything's pretty boring. Sunmatic to 0. This is my daily of bearish matic, bullish matic team. Bearish matic tokenomics. It is such a heavy tokenomics with the amount of tokens they've given out. All right, what's up over the last 24 hours? Pika's up. I bought some more Pika yesterday. It's up 1%. W's in the chat. Squeeze up. Everything else is pretty much sideways or down. Sounds about right. Apex still continues to grind very much to the downside. Here, let me refresh this. Oops. Refresh this chart. All right, so we have officially put in $400 and we're up 5. We were up $10 yesterday, so I guess everything went down. Oh wait, microcaps got wrecked. Low-key, wait, what of my microcap got wrecked? Because I'm up insane on Pika. Oh, Apex, I guess, is just getting absolutely hammered. Damn, what a terrible investment by me. But my Pika, yeah, I love Pokemon, so Pika better be like an up only chart. Up only as fuck. I don't really have like anything super interesting in terms of picks today because I'm just lazy. Like, let's be real. I had plans to do work yesterday, and then I got distracted with Father's Day, so I ended up not doing anything. So it's okay. Let's do our $10 of Bitcoin, then $10 of ETH. ETH is down, unfortunate. Now I'm officially in the negative in ETH. Bitcoin is still sideways. What 5? Oops, 0.5. Really good at math, as we could tell. Wait, is it 8? Oh, I'm even better at math than we could tell. All right. 583, and then so yeah, we're now about to be officially 440 bucks into this, and we're basically sideways in a pretty much sideways market. However, if we do end up getting our bazooka, as I keep talking about, then everything will be up insanely, and I'll be a genius, at least while we go up only. That was it. Yeah, so what I want to put more money into is Sui again. Actually, not Sui. Fuck Sui. We're going to put money into GMX again, even though I already have how much money in GMX? $42. I just think GMX at a $45 buy is really good. I remember it when it was first time at $45, I was like, damn, I can't believe I didn't buy at 20. And then it got to $90. I was like, damn, I can't believe I didn't buy at 45. And now we're back to 45. So I really don't see a reason not to continue DCing into GMX, especially since I'm super bullish perp dexes, because people love to gamble, and people also love to gamble illegally, which makes it even better. Sweet leaning market to the upside. Yeah, a little bit. Definitely a little bit. All right, microcaps. And then we're going to get more Pika for the meme. I don't know. Pika's up so hard, and I think it just continues to like bazooka up. So we're gonna DC into things that are up. Imagine not buying it. Yeah, imagine not buying Sweet. My issue with Sweet is I think upside is a little bit capped right now, while there's zero liquidity on chain. That's why I don't want to like DC hard into it. Once they fix some fundamentals with it, it becomes easier. 26.5. And also, like, my biggest piece of advice in this DCA portfolio is don't be scared of a coin just because it went up. Usually, price is reflexive to the upside. What that means is that the price goes up and then it goes up even harder. As you can see with Pepe coin, I saw it at like a 30 million market cap and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it was at a $200 million market cap and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then all of a sudden it's at a $2 billion market cap. And the reason why it's able to do that is because hype is an exponential thing. It just gets like think of like a snowball on a or think of an avalanche. Like just one tiny rock, one tiny like snowball, one tiny movement starts this massive avalanche from like nothing and just accumulates, and then eventually it hits the bottom and then it's done. And but as long as that hype cycle is going, you do see these tokens like continue to get that traction, especially when there's hype about it and more and more people are like tweeting about it. Then it just continues to get bigger and bigger. And I think dexes, especially perp dexes, are gonna do that. And I think Pika has that meme name, and they're a good enough perp dex where they are gonna get like some sort of snowball effect. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably gonna be done DCing with it like soon because it should not be a micro cap as small as it should not be 7 to 8% of your portfolio. But also this is a DCA portfolio. It's a cash. Technically, it's an unlimited cash. Well, actually, what is the cash? So I'm doing 40 a day right now in this times 365. So technically, I'm putting 15 grand in every year. And let's say, imagine you're putting 15 grand in and you're DCAing it over the year. That's basically what this portfolio is. And you don't want like these super micro caps because if you get rugged, then you've been putting like, let's say you end up putting like 10% of 15 grand into it, like that's $1,000, and then it goes to zero, and you're like, fuck, that's 10% of your portfolio gone into this super microcap that has no basis. So that's me protecting myself from like the financial responsibility of whatever you do as a viewer. However, this is not financial advice. It's just me talking about DCAing as a strategy. Fuddies are up. They were at 95 yesterday. They are now at a 102. W's in the chat. Let's move on. Pudgy Penguins. What are they at? 4 ETH. All right, sideways. They do have Pudgy puzzles now. They do have Pudgy gaming, and you can get your penguin on a puzzle. Do I want them on a puzzle? Do I want mine on a puzzle? I decided not to submit mine. I don't know. Wait, actually, let me look at the form again. Maybe I should just submit mine. Why do you think? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just too lazy to do this. Let's be real. All right, moving on. You can submit your GIF. That's something that I just, so if we go back to my face, look, that's what that one's from. Somebody submitted it. I know. I mean, this isn't what. So Ryan submitted something for mine, and then yeah, puzzles are kind of mid. Ryan submitted my GIF for a Target Dummy one. They didn't end up doing it, and they ended up doing the news one, which honestly makes sense. So I started streaming on my channel, and it literally started like 3 days after I started streaming and like tweeting daily. Wait, it was before I even started tweeting about my stream. So I don't even actually know. Like it just like coincidence. We take those coincidences though. I need a shave. Like it's not like there's anything, but it looks stupid because it's like barely nothing. All right, moving on. Yellen. Oh yeah, Yellen is a pudgy penguin. Something that I was watching the Ivan stream from today or yesterday, and he was like, "Look at Yellen. She's a bowl cut pudgy penguin," and I thought that was hilarious. And that was it. I just thought it was funny as fuck. Wait, is there no bowl cuts on sale? Holy shit! Damn, 94. Wait, what's my rare trait? Oh, I think my rare trait is the skin, not the. I'm curious what my body trait floor is. Oh, it's not body, it's skin. Skin. Leopard gray. I'm curious what the floors on these. Oops. Bowl cut removed. 8 ETH, 9 ETH. Damn. Nice. W's in chat. Alright. Also with skins it's rare since there's only 89. Damn, I did a good pick. I actually picked mine really good. 1.4 ETH. Holy shit, W's in the chat. Because like with skins, there's a lot more concentration on the bigger ones versus the smaller skins versus with like these other traits. There's so many more traits that there's a lot more smaller traits, so they're not necessarily as rare even though they're smaller. So W's in the chat. Yeah, W financial advice, not financial advice. All right, I'm just gonna close all the Pudgy Penguin stuff. All right, moving on. Neo Tokyo is gonna go down. We're gonna get 4 ETH floor on Neo Tokyo. I'm pretty sure. I think bytes are down. Let's look at the bytes chart. Let's not look at the byte chart, but let's look at it for like half a second. Oh, it's at $3.7. Wow. Fucking fucking hell. Alright. I mean, it's not like I literally called $8 to $10 and that's it. And it happened. And unfortunate. I didn't sell as much as I wanted to. I only sold half. I did not sell all of my bytes. But whatever. I'm bullish long term. Hopefully. Exactly as predicted. I literally said $8 to $10 we're gonna top. And it happened exactly as predicted. All right, so Frank was like, "Stay locked in, stay locked. Nothing even started yet." I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of like DGods hype in my Twitter feed recently. A lot of people buying DGods. I wonder what the floor is on these actually. But they got some big things coming up. 10 ETH floor. Damn, good on them. Should have sold all my Neo Tokyo and just bought in a DGod. Probably would have been a better investment. I really don't fuck with this art. Whatever though. Moving on. What's her name? Azuki's. Damn, I've not said that word in a minute. Azuki. Anyways, I was like, yo, Azuki's have sick art. And yeah, you guys are ugly AF. Azuki's have sick art. But then somebody was, or like, look, this is just some random person who just has an Azuki. And they just make like insane art. Like, I don't know, they just have insane artists in their community. And I'm like jealous as fuck. Like look at this like video. I look, you have audio muted. I don't know if you want audio. Like, look, like, why can't, like, I don't know. I don't know how they lucked out with, like, this insane community, but W art from random people. Let's move on to gaming. Let's get into the interesting stuff with gaming. All right, so first off, we got Heroes of Mavia. Again, I keep talking about it, but their beta is in 2 weeks. They put out this trailer for not really gameplay, but yeah, Mavia W's in the chat. Spam some W's in the chat for Mavia. They're showing some of, like the not really gameplay, but more and game engine stuff. So and some like visuals. So I mean, my ADHD would love this on 2x. Thank you. My ADHD cannot take this, but they're showing a lot of like 3D models, and when you zoom in, they are 3D models, and they are talking about making a VR for Mavia, where basically you can put on VR glasses and you can just walk in your village, because that's like everything is 3D resed up in the engine, where you can just be in here on like a PC. Here's like how all the towers look like, and then also you can customize the colors apparently, which is cool. It looks kind of stupid, those red colors, but you can customize a lot of the models in game, which does make it very original. And then yeah, that's pretty much the trailer. But it does show that how much potential Mavia has. Especially like I really fuck with the fact that they did put so much effort into their engine. Yeah, you can also brand them with custom brandings, and it really shows how much effort was put into the game engine, and it does make you more bullish on the fact that they took their time to do it right instead of trying to rush out a game and trying to rush out. I mean, we don't know if the game's actually gonna be good. I think it is. I hold a lot of Mavia, so it better be good for my sake. But it is a really good sign that they did uh push, that they are working on such a high quality game engine. Moving on, apparently, so I talked about Sparkadia yesterday. I watched the trailer yesterday, but the way to like play their alpha, you need one of these NFTs. So that's just a heads up. There's like another NFT that's on IMX, and I don't know too much about it. These NFTs are cheap as fuck. I don't know if they actually work. I got one, but it's like giving me an issue, so I need to like contact them. It's like giving me an issue to play the pre-alpha, so we'll see. But or the alpha, or like to get the keys. I don't know, I gotta contact them. But if you want to access this, also released at the end of the month. The alpha, they're gonna have like a few days to play, so I'll definitely be streaming that game also, assuming I get access. Hopefully I do. Yeah, it's literally free. It's literally $2. So moving on, we got Ember Sword. Yeah, yeah, it is cheaper than Youth Gas. Moving on, we got Ember Sword, Mechanical Chaos. So they're just showing off some of their robot swordwoods on the enemies you could battle, and just chilling there. I need this on 2x. Also, my ADHD cannot like take this. This shit's too slow. You got the Sawbot. You got Steel Slice. I think I fought that one when I don't know. I fought one of them when I was playing the. Yeah, the models are looking better. It's still pre-alpha. Somebody was like scam game. All right, moving on. All right, moving on. Unblock, unblock, unblock. I don't know who the fuck that was. I just blocked the message. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, it looks cool. And then Treeverse, you got an animation. Yeah, so you got this water sword animation, looks cool. Treeverse looks cool, clean as fuck. And then he has Tanjiro with his water blade from the Demon Slayer game. So just comparing it. Treeverse looks very clean. Very excited. So yeah, that was my game. That was gaming corner of the day, and that's it for the day of whatever I was talking about, all the crypto news stuff. But yeah, very very excited for what's coming. If Bitcoin can break up here, that would be even cooler. If it just rejects back to the downside, I will be really bored. Whatever. Fuck it, we ball. Maybe I should start gambling again, day trading. I should start hopping down to lower time frames. I just haven't been because there are no exchanges. I should just hop on GMX. I talk about GMX every day. I might as well just go and use it. I literally talk about it every stream. How I'm bullish DeFi and perps and everything. But yeah, that's really it. Love me some gambling. Probably gonna shave. It's really not even like anything, but it looks stupid because it's not anything. I'm getting a haircut. I'm getting a haircut in the next few days. My hair is super fucking long. It is like so curly. Like it's literally just permanently like bed hair unless I take a shower and reset it. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut it a lot shorter. Actually, I don't know how much shorter. Maybe not a lot shorter. But I really love the Pengus, W Penguins. I'm my penguin. My penguin is me. I'm funding your GMX gains. I don't know what that means. Whatever. What else do yeah. I don't know what else there is to talk about, so I'm just gonna head out. I can't believe it's a fucking holiday today. I was so excited to like look at price action, and then there was no price action. It was all sideways. So misfortunate. I'm ready to take a nap. I've been sleeping a lot the last few weeks. I will do something I will do is I have a list of a lot of tokens I need to like go into deeper, and I just haven't. And yeah, because I keep getting distracted with bullshit. I've been watching Black Mirror. I'm on the last episode now. Episode 1 is a good episode. Wait, what was episode 1? I just remember it being good. What the fuck is Juneteenth? It's for African American heritage or some shit like that, or like slavery, something like that. I don't want to like say anything that like gets me canceled, like unintentionally gets me canceled. So I'm just gonna like not talk about it. But yeah, gonna not talk about that one. But anyways, Black Mirror episode 3 was fucking insane. Like you gotta see this. So season 6, the new season, episode 3, like it's not like mind blowingly insane, but it's like I can't believe like the thing is you expect everything to happen exactly as it happens in that episode. But the fact that it does happen is just like an insane theoretical like it's just insane. You have to watch that episode. That episode is insane. There's like the thing is with Black Mirror is you don't really gain anything from watching these episodes. There's no like happy ending. There's no like real lesson being learned. It's just like yeah, let's not have that scenario happen. Let's avoid that scenario. That's really the whole show. But that was such an insane episode. Episode 4 was episode 2 was I don't remember episode 2. Uh, let me search Black Mirror. Episode 2 was okay. Oh, episode 2 had like a cool plot twist in the end, but it wasn't like anything insane. Episode 1 was funny, and it had a good plot twist at the end also. It wasn't like an insanely crazy episode. Episode 3 is just like an insane episode. It's like what the fuck. And I need to see episode 5. It's the only episode I need to see now. Episode 4 was a little bit boring, to be honest. Episode 4 did have some like lessons about society. All of them have like these lessons about society. Just yeah. Like not all of them are like, cool. They all have like some sort of lessons to society, but episode 3 is like, bruh, I can't believe I watched that whole thing. It's an hour 20, and I can't believe and there's no point to that. But like you know exactly what's gonna happen from like the first like 20 minutes. Whenever like the first bad thing happens, you know exactly how it's gonna go. But it doesn't mean that. But like the fact that but then you just go and watch it all play out, and it's like holy shit, I can't believe that just played out, and I just watched that whole thing play out over the next like 40-50 minutes. All right, but that was it. Not much else to talk about. We're gonna get into some gaming soon. Hopefully some of these games start to come out. I'm really excited to start playing them. Other than that, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna do some research for the viewers. I did hit the record button today for the first time, so maybe I make a TikTok clip. I have DaVinci Resolve installed, so maybe I'd try to like edit. We'll see. I definitely need to cut out my uhs because I definitely like stop talking a lot. Like I definitely get lost in like thought or I'm unable like I'm thinking and I'm unable to fucking say it. So hopefully that comes out okay. And yeah, today is a fine Monday morning. Hope everybody has a good day. And I will